small town during my years in high school. I never realized until then the powerful impact the support of a whole community can have on events. The turnout to sports events is overwhelming. In a large city school, one might only find parents of children from that school at sporting events instead of the whole city. With the town cheering them on, many of our sports teams have won state championships, something a person from a big city might not expect. The band has won several parade competitions with the town of Pocono cheering them on. Academics are shown support by the parents encouraging their children, as well as all of you who are sitting in the audience tonight for our graduation. I'm glad to have the privilege of living in a small town, especially Pocono. Without the support of the community for staying a small town, Pocono would just be another large city on the map that had nothing unique about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. The salutatorian address will be given by Ms. Catherine Thompson this evening, who attained the highest weighted grade point average, the second highest weighted grade point average for the class of 2006. Catherine, please come forward.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be able to speak to you tonight, but it is especially an honor to be able to speak to the class of 2006, the classmates and friends that I've grown very close to over the years. It is hard to imagine that we're actually on this stage today. It seems like we were just in elementary and middle school, where we all used to worry about the pettiest things, like playing with the wrong person on the playground or wearing the wrong shoes. However, each member of the class of 2006 has grown incredibly and has each learned so many valuable lessons, which allowed them to blossom into the intelligent and talented young women and men that are sitting on the stage today. There is one lesson I have learned that will always be very valuable to me, a lesson which I learned while spending my afternoons playing with Samantha Johnson. Samantha and I were best friends. We played with each other almost every day after school because our grandparents lived right beside each other. Samantha and I usually played across the street in an open field. In the middle of this field was a single tree. The rest of the trees were grouped together behind the houses, which were farther down the street, but this tree sat by itself in the middle of the field, as if to boast about how unique it was. Whether it was unique or if it just landed there by accident, that tree was our favorite tree. To make the tree officially ours, Samantha and I carved the lines SMJ, KJT, BFF into the tree to stand for Samantha Marie Johnson, Catherine Jean Thompson, Best Friends Forever. Every day when the weather permitted, Samantha and I would play around our tree. One day, a bright orange ribbon was tied around not only our tree, but several of the other trees as well. Samantha and I discovered that the ribbon served as a marker to show which trees needed to be cut down. Samantha and I did not want to lose our tree, so we ripped the ribbon off and threw it away. Satisfied that our tree was safe, we continued playing like any normal day. However, the bright orange ribbon had been replaced by the next afternoon. Samantha and I decided to untie the ribbon and move it to another tree, hoping that whoever was doing this would just count the ribbons without taking a closer look. Our hopes were shattered the next day when we were finally outsmarted, as there was now spray paint on our tree. Within a few days, our tree had been cut down, leaving nothing but a stump for us to play with. Despite our loss, Samantha was not disturbed. She merely shook it off and said that it was okay. At least we had a stump to carve our initials into. So Samantha and I carved the same lines into the stump of the tree, which we soon found many new uses for. After a few weeks, the stump had begun to rot and bugs had taken it over. We loved our stump just the same, but obviously someone did not care for it much because before we knew it, our stump had been pulled out of the ground. Once again, Samantha did not get upset that we no longer had our tree or even the stump with our initials in it. Instead, she moved on and found a reason to be happy. She said it was okay that our tree was completely gone, that we didn't need anything to tell us we would be best friends forever. We knew it, and that's all that mattered. Samantha found new games for us to play, games which did not involve the tree or the stump. Somehow, Samantha always had a way of making the best out of every situation. I was not as close to Stephen Payne as I was to Samantha, but for the time that I knew him, I saw him as a very caring individual, always striving to make every moment a great one. Stephen could not stand to see anyone upset, and he made it his goal to cheer people up, or to make them even happier if nothing was wrong in the first place. From Samantha and Stephen, we can learn that it is always best to be positive. We must learn to appreciate the things we do have, because life is far too short to waste time dwelling on the past, the things we cannot change. Even when times get tough, we must focus on the positive in order to move on. A very wise woman recently said to me, "You will find that life will throw you many curveballs and will try to smack you down. Each time you come back, you are a better person because you will have learned a lesson and you will have learned your strength and will build upon it." In just the past 4 years alone, we, as a class, have been thrown many curveballs, but we always manage to change our position and hit them right back. After tonight, we will all be out in the real world. Many more curveballs will come, but we will not always have each other there to lean on when times do get tough. Do not let life bring you down. You must persevere. Do not stalk in defeat and ask yourself, "Why did this happen to me?" Instead, ask yourself, "Why did this happen to me?" Discover the answer and always focus on the positive. When life is trying to get you down and things seem like they could not possibly get any worse, find the one thing that makes you happy, the one thing that drives you, and use it to help you move beyond your hardships. Class of 2006, each of you is very unique, and I know that with the right mindset, you will all be successful in your own way. I know this year has been difficult, but it was just one of life's many tests, and class of 2006, we passed it with flying colors. Take a look around. We are graduating. We are moving on with our lives, and that is certainly something to be proud of. Just remember, if one of life's curveballs come your way, keep your chin up and stay in the game.
Christina, I'll bring you back now, and you will address us with your valedictorian address.
Tonight, we are here to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2006. The honor of graduation does not appear by magic. My classmates and I have worked hard since the beginning of kindergarten, or in some cases pre-K, to attain this level of academic success. We would not be graduating tonight without the help of several people. I would like to thank the parents and family members that helped and encouraged the class of 2006. The staff at all the Pocono schools deserves a warm thanks, as well as any teacher who has inspired a child to be his or her best. I would also like to thank all the school employees who made our education a little easier to deal with by being caring and helpful. Any person who supported one of these graduates on the stage tonight deserves thanks. About a month ago, Mr. Mills made an announcement in the morning in which I was named valedictorian. During the week that followed that announcement, people kept congratulating me on such an honor. A week after that, people began asking me the dreaded question, "What is your speech going to be about?" This soon became a very boring question to me because I had no idea what my speech would be about. I never realized how hard it would be to write a speech without any guidelines. I am fine writing papers with guidelines, such as the ones we have all had to write in all our English classes. Sure, I had some ideas, but none of them seemed to be quite right for the vague guideline of any valedictory speech, a lesson that my fellow graduates and I could take to heart and use throughout our lives. As the deadline for writing this speech came closer, I decided to write out what I know very well, not knowing what to do. Let's all go back to a time, many years ago, when we began kindergarten. For most of us, that was our first experience of leaving the security of family and going into the big kid world. From that experience, we can learn many things about how to handle a situation in which we don't know what to do. Two things I'm sure we all remember from kindergarten are play nicely with the other kids and share. These lessons come in handy, even today. As adults, we will use these lessons with coworkers and fellow classmates in college. Other lessons from kindergarten may be of value as well, but often these lessons come from personal experiences. One of these includes not eating crayons, even though they say non-toxic. Let me say they really don't taste that good anyway. From that experience, I take away that although trying new things is sometimes beneficial, such as starting school, other situations will require personal judgment based on what we have previously learned. When you're in a situation where you are asked your opinion on a subject someone was just speaking on, but you had a momentary lapse of good manners and just heard blah, 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 don't worry. It happens to everyone at one time or another. Politely ask the person to reiterate what they just said, or talk about what you know. Showing your knowledge in one area helps others see that you are smart, even if you have no clue what they're talking about. On to a new subject, because I fear you are thinking about taking a nap and listening to me go blah, blah, blah. Taking a nap is not that bad of an idea, although you could wait a few minutes, I won't be much longer. You might think taking a nap is something only little kids and older people do. The idea of taking time to relax is beneficial to all because it allows a person to be away from problems and factors that may be causing him or her to not know what to do. Creative solutions will arise from nap time. I'm sure some of you wish you had that excuse for sleeping during class or for waiting until the last minute to write a paper because you have been sleeping on it for the past month. The final advice I leave you with is useful in any I don't know what to do situation. Rely on your family, friends, and those who love you. Don't be afraid to call someone to talk about problems you might be having. By admitting to them your confusion, you will not be left in the dark with no idea of what to do. I hope my past experiences of not knowing what to do have prepared you a little better for the world we are about to leap into. Be sure of yourselves because you have knowledge from your past experiences that allows you to be a step above everyone else. If you find yourself in a situation in which you don't know what to do, remember your days at school and seemingly unhelpful events that occurred. By looking deeper into these events, you'll be able to face whatever comes your way. When asked what your key to successfully overcoming an obstacle is, you'll be able to answer them with some obscure lessons, such as don't eat crayons. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2006.
Thank you, Mr. Mills. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of our Board of Education, our employees, and our students, I want to commend and congratulate all the graduates, the family members who supported our graduates, the community members who made this event possible, and your school staff, teachers, and principals who have used their talents and their skills to make this night possible. This has been a remarkable year for Pocomoke High School. The Pocomoke High School class of 2006 has made a true impact on our community in Pocomoke High School. We will long remember the class of 2006. For your success in the classroom, on the stage, in parades, in drill competitions, and on the athletic field, the class of 2006 has left its mark on Pocomoke High School. You have won academic awards, athletic championships, parade trophies, and created wonderful, wonderful memories for all of us. As you leave the stage tonight, we hope that you will use the experiences, knowledge, and skills you have gained to help others and benefit others. The symbol of Pocomoke High School is the warrior. To be a warrior, one must possess knowledge, strength, and compassion for others. To be a warrior, you need three attributes. First, you need knowledge. In providing a quality education for the last 13 years, we have given you the knowledge to be a true warrior. Second, you need strength and you need drive. By sitting on this stage tonight and earning a Maryland High School diploma, we know that you have the strength and the drive to be successful in life. Knowledge and strength will help you excel, but to be an asset to our community, a well-rounded person, you need a third attribute, which is a commitment to give back so that others can succeed. For you to be successful and sit on this stage tonight, it took the compassion, support, and love of your family, friends, and our total community. To be a true warrior, you need to fulfill the obligation of using your knowledge and skills to help others by giving back and continuing to give back to our community. Pocomoke High School class of 2006, we encourage you to use the knowledge that you have gained, the strength that you possess, and the love, the so much love of your family and friends to go forth to be a warrior and use your time and talents to help others. Congratulations, Pocomoke High School class of 2006. May God bless you.
Standing friend to friend, we'll always
Mrs. Henry Furley, Principal, come forward, presentation.
At this time, we'd like to recognize some students who have accomplished significant feats during the 2005-2006 school year. At first, we'd like to recognize our valedictorian and our salutatorian. The salutatorian is a student who receives the second highest grade point average over the past 4 years at Post High School. This year, the salutatorian is Miss Catherine Thompson. The valedictorian is a student who receives the highest grade point average over the past 4 years at Pope High School, and this year that student is Miss Christina Condelis. We would also like to recognize and ask the two students to stand who have received all A's throughout their 4 years of high school. And those two students are Mr. Adam Leonard and Miss Christina Condelis. We would also like to recognize and ask those students to stand who received perfect attendance during this school year. And those students are Miss Christina Condelis, Mr. William Conry, Mr. Peter Doe, Miss Sheena Ewell, Mr. Eric Isherwood, Mr. Adam Leonard, and Mr. Billy Robbins.
Mr. Covington, Assistant Principal, will come and present our top 5% awards.
First, I'd like to say congratulations to the class of 2006. I thought the chorus of the song was very, very appropriate. Taking the words from the late Willie Stargell of the Pittsburgh Pirates, the one thing that can be said about this class is you truly are family. I think that's your real strength, and I thank you for that. And at this time, I'd like to recognize our students who achieved academic success here and were in the top 5%. First, Ms. Christina Condelis. Ms. Catherine Thompson. Ms. Amanda Kurtz. Ms. Danielle King. Mr. Kenny Nugent. And Mr. Adam Leonard.
Chief President Blanchard is President and Chief Executive Company, the company was merged with Cisco in 1981 and became the President